Hello and welcome back to this week's When the Cookie Crumbles. My name is Susan Reddick and I'm your host, and I'm here today with Nicole McClendon.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
You said it right.
Because I can murder a name. You know, what is that on the Tom Jones? It was like a murder song. I can murder a name, okay? So welcome.
Thank you.
Please tell everybody who you are and what you do.
I'm the owner of Taste Heaven Food Truck, and I do catering, private catering, and we cook on our truck daily.
Oh, well, I wish you would have drove it today. I'm hungry right now. Okay. So, why a food truck? How'd you get into that?
I got into a food truck with the transition of moving to Florida because I thought that food trucks would be better here. But I started in local bars like VFWs and stuff like that in New Jersey. And
Okay. So, like after the club is out?
well, actually, I ran the place the VFW that I worked at in New Jersey, Post 4914. It was open all day. So I kind of ran it like a restaurant all day. I opened at 12 in the afternoon and closed at 2 in the morning.
Wow, that's a long day.
Yes. But they had people there frequently. So it was like an all day type thing. So it was a bar, but this VFW is very big. So they have a hall and then they have a kitchen side to eat. So I could run it like that all day.
Okay, great. All right. Well, tell us that's what you do.
Yes.
But tell us your story. Because, this show is about real people and our trials that we've gone through and how we've triumphed and gotten through them. So do you have a story, like a low point in your life, a story that can help somebody?
Yes. So I guess we'll start with the most recent one because you have trials and tribulations that come on throughout
daily sometimes. Okay.
For me, the most heartfelt one I would say probably happened in the past 3 to 4 years since I moved here. So eventually in New Jersey, I opened a restaurant that set like 120 people.
Mm-hmm.
After having it for a year, I had to close and I was like kind of forced to move to Florida and I didn't understand why.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, God, why am I losing all these different things? Why do I have to move now? And so I had to move then. And so I came to Florida, and within being here, I was here 2 months and then I found out that my mother had brain cancer.
Oh, wow.
She had glioblastoma, brain cancer, and the doctors gave her like 18 months to live. So then I knew that that's why God moved me here.
So your mother was here?
Yeah, she was here. My mother was here and my siblings were here. But I'm the oldest and my siblings still had children and stuff in school where my children were grown.
Yes.
So I had to leave New Jersey, come here, and then, within 2 months we found out my mom had cancer. So I took care of her for, those 18 months until she passed.
Oh, yeah. That's hard. My mother is passed, and she had a stroke, and I was the only caretaker at the time. I have brothers and sisters, but we're a military family, and nobody was here at the time. Mm-hmm. So I kind of had to do it by myself, and that can be hard.
It was,
especially with a loved one.
It was, but I was so grateful that God put me here at that time.
You had that time.
And I had that time.
Yes, I understand completely.
I had lived away from Florida for like almost 25 years. Mm-hmm. So I would see my mom like once a year for a couple of days. So I was blessed to have that time to get up with her every day, to take her to every doctor's appointment, to physically be there for everything that she needed because I had been gone for so long. And my siblings were helpful, but they still had children in school and stuff, and I didn't have the responsibilities that they had.
Yes, my family, they were coming, they were in the military, and they would come for 30 days and give me a break. But you never know how you can help somebody, because you just helped me right here. Because I had never thought about that. The time that I had with my mom, that, because when I was growing up, I wasn't always the best child. And I didn't appreciate my mom the way she was.
But I didn't appreciate, I just thought that she would be here forever. Yes. I did not expect my mom to pass at 64.
Because when my mom didn't have me till she was 45, I was that change of life baby. She wasn't supposed to have me, so that's probably why I was so bad. But so when I got to be a teenager, she was already 60. So I couldn't tell that she was getting older because that's how she always looked to me. Mm-hmm. And so I understand. But you just helped me right then, that I was able to be with my mom. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. That was the blessing for me. And we truly tried to make sure that those last 18 months were the best that she could possibly have. We took her everywhere she wanted to go, did everything she wanted to do. It was like a blessing.
Right.
I guess the hardest part of that was after she passed, and the day that you wake up and you don't have something to do.
Yeah, what am I gonna do now?
Yeah.
You right.
And then so when that happened, literally she passed that February, and then March 6th happened and COVID hit and everything shut down. So for me it was like really bad. It was like, okay, well after she passed now I can't even
so
go
this
to
is
work.
recent.
Yeah. So
Oh
after
my
she
God.
passed, then it's like I think the funeral and stuff was like the end of February, somewhere around February 22nd or something like that. There's the funeral. It's like, okay, well, at least I'm going to start back. I'm going to go to work and try to figure stuff out, like what I'm going to do, if I'm going to get a food truck or open a restaurant. And then I couldn't go to work. So I was like stuck in the house. So then I started cooking from home.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, and that worked out really well.
How did you let people know, like, hey, I'm cooking at home?
I did a lot of live videos with my Facebook and my Instagram, and then you know how people started doing the music on like TV from DJing from home, and they were doing the Facebook live videos of it. So DJ Train was doing those, and I would have him and his wife come get my food. So they were doing lives on there, and they would give me shout outs. Like, shout out to Nicole from Taste Heaven, like the turkey wings or the potatoes. So he would have like 1,000 people watching his thing. So it was like a commercial for me. Right. So
That's
that
good.
helped. It helped spread the word around.
Okay, so what you be cooking on that truck?
Jumbo baked potatoes, stuffed with
Ooh,
shrimp,
that
crab,
sounds
steak, chicken, crawfish, fried turkey wings. On the weekends, Friday and Saturday, I do fried turkey wings, mac and cheese, candy yams. I do fried chicken.
Ooh,
I do
let me
egg
make sure I
rolls.
have your location. I need to get your following. All right, so how do you think you got over that? I mean, since that was such a low point, losing a parent is terrible. So what do you think that pushed you to keep going? Because to me, that your cookie just crumbled. I lost my mom. How did you put it back together?
I put it back together because I still had children and my grandson, and I wanted to be available, and stuff for them. And I just started from home and started putting it together and got the food truck because I had to stay busy. I had to create a new normal for myself.
Yes.
In order to keep pushing. So I cook because it's therapy for me. It gives me something to do. I like doing it. It's relaxing.
Yeah, I don't like to cook. So don't be coming to my house asking for nothing because I don't like to cook. I might give one good meal a week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, make sure I have that address because that sounds good.
Yeah.
Everything you're talking about sounds good.
Right now, I'm at 5320 North Pine Hills Road in front of Hair Action, in front of that salon. That's where I'm at normally, like Thursday,
I
Friday,
don't know what
Saturday.
it is. What's the cross street? Like,
It's by Claricona Ocoee.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's further down. So I was thinking Silver Star.
Mm-hmm. And then I always post like whether I'm doing events at different locations.
And your hours, you like
usually
late?
from 12 to 7:30 or 8 o'clock. Once it gets really dark, then I'm not there anymore.
Okay. Well, you know what? I mean, that's a real success story right there. To have to leave from New Jersey, come so far, then get here, have to take care of your mother, do that for a couple of years, then COVID hit you.
Yeah.
It
just seemed like it was a snowball effect. I was like, okay.
One thing after another.
Yeah.
All right, so now I tell you what, I got a good one for you.
Yes.
If you could go back and tell your 18-year-old self something, what would you tell her? Now knowing what what
To
would you tell her?
remove my fear of technology. To take a business class.
That's a good one.
Don't be afraid of the computer and technology. If you have to take the class, take it, and to listen. To listen a lot more. I would do that, and then I would take the business class, remove my fear of technology, and because of where I am now, it would have helped me to take a culinary class.
Okay.
Because there's a side of it that I'm missing, but I do have people around about me that are helping me to teach me.
That's great. I'm not a real techie, but what I have found is if you ask a 10-year-old, they can click, 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 and it's done. So ask your grandchild, okay?
Yes.
Ask your grandchild, and they'll get you over the age. Okay, so tell me what's next. What's the name of the truck again?
Taste Heaven.
Is it Taste Heaven or Taste of Heaven?
It was Taste of Heaven, but I had to change it to just Taste Heaven because so many people had that name. So I like
that. That's catchy though.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's next for Taste Heaven?
I would like to break into more catering and private events. So that's what I'm shooting for right now. I do catering, and I started with catering. I'm just trying to expand my horizons and meet more people so that I can do more things and get more known.
I like that. You see a lot of things where they have food trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go to all those things where different food trucks are?
I don't go to all of them because some of them, sometimes they invite too many, or sometimes they have a lot of fees associated with it.
Mhm.
Everywhere you go, where your truck is at, there is a fee, and it can be from in the thousands to a couple of $100s. It's just, so I try to be selective about which ones I will take, because in Florida, if it rains and that event is canceled, you have lost your money. Oh, you said what's next? I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. I'm getting into feeding the homeless. I do it secretly, well, not secretly, but it's not always publicized that I drop off food to homeless people or do things like that. So my next thing is going to be branching into a business where I can feed the homeless, and I'm trying to provide a program for kids who in low income areas that I can feed them after school, because some kids don't have that dinner meal. So I'm trying to find out exactly who I need to work with. When I was younger in the community, there was a truck that came by in the summertime and in the evening time, and they just handed out like us these hot meals. So I want to know how I can do that in a community that's needed.
Oh my God, I got some ideas. We just had Commissioner Regina Hill on the show.
Okay.
And there ain't nobody more about community than she is.
Mm-hmm.
She had a big event, and they had people out there, and your food truck would have been perfect.
I do some of her events.
And this is her area right here in the 32805 area.
Mm-hmm.
You need to make contact with her. And I would keep it secret, because you don't want to have your regular customers over there trying to blend in with the homeless people, trying to get a free meal, okay, a free potato or something, You know what? I'm so excited that I met you.
It's great meeting you.
That you've made it.
Yeah.
It's tough out there, but as women, we just gotta keep fighting. And for the person that's always the one that everybody goes to, who do you go to? That's the way I see myself. I'm the one that everybody calls, but who do I call? So
right now, I'm in the stage in my life where even if I try to call somebody, it's gonna be a disconnect. Like, the call's gonna drop, I'm not gonna get through, and God is teaching me to like just trust Him and keep Him first. Like right now, the person that I call, it's like, okay, you gotta get on your knees, you gotta pray about this one.
Amen.
Like, it ain't gonna be nobody to get through this part of your life but me. You gotta trust me and put me first.
We're gonna leave it right there. I like that. I really like that. Is there another story?
Oh, the other story.
I'm trying to think about my notes. I'm trying to think about my notes. I'm about to
What
have
happened to
something
me
else.
recently was my truck caught fire.
Oh my God.
So what happened was we cleaned our grill with regular grill
Your
cleaner.
food truck.
Yeah, that we use in that we buy from was it Sam's or whatever. We buy this real good, clean it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we threw the rags in the washing machine and we washed them with bleach. For whatever reason, I was thinking that, the chemicals are gonna wash out because of washing them. Because the rags can get really brown from cleaning the grill. We just want them to get back white.
Yes.
Well, that didn't happen. We washed them, put them in the dryer. When we took them out the dryer, the rags were very smoky. But the person that took them out just thought the dryer was overheating.
Mm-hmm.
So we took them out and folded the rags up the same way you would fold up your rags in your washcloths in your linen closet. So we fold them and put them in a stack. So they went to put them on the truck, and my truck has two doors. The first one you get through the cab, and then there's another one that takes you into the back where we would cook. Well, this morning when they went to get in the back where we could cook, the door was locked. I have a lock on it. So they couldn't get through. So they're like, okay, well, we'll just set the rags on her seat. So when she goes in the truck, she can put them in the back. No big deal at all. It's something that we do every day. The chemical reaction in those rags caught a fire. From the cleaner on the grill being washed and dried in combination with the bleach, they caught a fire on the seat.
That's right. So
Luckily, that morning we were going to Tampa. So instead of us leaving the house at 10 or 11, we were leaving the house like between 7 and 8. They had washed and dried those rags and put them in there somewhere around maybe 5 or 6 in the morning. When we opened the door, the whole front was smoky. There were sparks flying and the rags had turned black. And it was like a little fire on the seat. Luckily, someone knocked them off the truck and got them onto the ground. And the seat was just like singed. But if they had gotten through there's like a little rip in the seat where it's like burnt and you can see that the rags had caught it afire. If they had gotten through that door and placed those rags where they normally grow, it had the potential for my whole truck to blow up, because where the rags go, there's also like some plastic product that when those sparks hit, it would have caught those afire much quicker than it could get through the leather on that driver's seat. And right in that same area is under the trucks where the generators are. So we got the generators with the gas, we got the propane in the back.
Oh yeah, that's like a bomb. It could have been a bomb.
Because the whole inside, if they put the rags where they normally go and they would have closed the door, it would have enclosed that fire. None of us would have known that it was going on inside the truck. And once that fire started, it would have blown those propane tanks and those generators. It could have been extremely dangerous for the people in my house, for the people across the street, everybody, because once that propane tank blows, it's gonna pop off.
Yeah.
And it can go anywhere.
Oh my God, you know what,
it could have been really, really bad. But God,
that was some divine intervention.
Yes, absolutely.
Because think about it. You were up early because you had to drive to
Tampa. Yep.
So I mean, that would happen while you was on the highway. No telling how many people that
because they could have been sitting back there, and we would have been in the front driving and not known that they caught a fire under the bottom. So now I don't care what those rags cost. I just buy new ones.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to provide you with
divine intervention.
I'm like, it's okay.
Thank God for
yes,
that.
It was a divine
That's why you did it.
Yes.
Well, tell people where they can find you. What's your Facebook and all that good stuff?
My Facebook is Taste Heaven. My Instagram is Taste Heaven Food Truck. And currently I'm at 5320 North Pine Hills Road in front of Hair Action. And if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, when I'm doing events, I constantly post them so you can see where I am.
And tag me with that, because I'm coming by to get me a stuffed potato
yes, ma'am.
this weekend. I don't eat no shellfish, but the steak.
But you can get steak and chicken.
Ooh, that sounds good. I'll eat. I'm hungry right now. Okay. All right. Well, I'm so glad you were here.
Well, thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that God kept you, that you wasn't on the highway and didn't have a bomb and all that good stuff.
Thank God.
And you, I hate to say it, but you're in that club that I'm in where I'm a childless, I'm a parentless child. Because I don't have either one of my parents. And so it's almost like we're in this club that we don't want to be in.
Absolutely.
But thank God for keeping you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming on and telling everybody how you put your cookie back together.
Yes.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. I'm Susan Reddick, and we will see you next week on When the Cookie Crumbles. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.